Exnol here, and Frigg is already in the game. We got her simulacra, we got her weapon, so we can actually look at the weapon kit and the advancements and the skills. So let's talk about Frigg. I'm gonna help you decide, should you pull or skip the Frigg banner? Let's be honest, if you're F2P and you pull down the Nemesis banner, you're basically forced to skip. But jokes aside, let's take a look at her kit and what she brings to the table to help you decide. So it is confirmed that Frigg actually has the elemental resonance for frost. So if you equip 2 frost weapons in your loadout, you will have increased frost attack by 15% and increased frost resistance by 25%. This is huge. This is a big change from the CN version. In the CN version, Frigg did not have the frost resonance. That is reserved for Sakifua. Now in the future, it is most likely that Sakifua will still also have the frost resonance, but some people are saying that she's gonna have a better frost resonance. We're gonna have to wait and see. So before we talk about some synergies with her frost resonance, first let's talk about her first skill, which is very important. Her skill is called the Thimble Winter. She does his big attack, but what is most important is she leaves a large AoE for 25 seconds, and within 25 seconds, if you're in that AoE, Frigg has unlimited dodging. Whenever you dodge, your dodge meter gets refilled, and when you're inside the AoE, all frost weapons get 25% more shatter, not just Frigg. So Frigg gets unlimited dash, but other frost weapons will get 25% more shatter. So now you're thinking Meryl is gonna be sick with this character, and you are right. Meryl is already a frost character with high shatter, and if you put her in the domain of frost that is given by Frigg, she's gonna shatter like crazy. Another character that would work amazingly well with Frigg is the Tsubasa. So if you are playing right now with a Meryl and a Tsubasa and you like those 2 characters and you want to make a team with one or both of those characters, you gotta get Frigg. I think she is a must pull. Now when it comes to the unlimited dodging, she has the multi-slash. So when you are able to dodge unlimitedly within her Thimble Winter, that means you're able to do the multi-slash unlimitedly. So this is where her playstyle revolves around, at least in the CN. In the global, the problem is, I wouldn't say it's much of a problem, I'll explain later, but the problem is her multi-slash was nerfed by a lot. It's like minus 100% scaling. So in the CN version, the playstyle was actually to just spam the dodge multi-slash on and on, like to no end. But since the scaling of the multi-slash has become much lower in the global, there might be some more viability now to do her normals and her aerials and her charge attacks. We will have to wait and see until she actually comes out. Is she still a multi-slash spammer, or are we gonna be doing other things with her? Now, when it comes to the nerfs, a lot of people are saying she's not worth to pull anymore, because not only was the multi-slash nerf, there was also a nerf in her Thimble Winter, which is she loses the 15% attack. Now you will say, well, she now has the 15% attack in the frost resonance, because in CN she had a 15% attack buff in her domain of frost along with the 25% shatter, but now the 15% is gone. What's left is the 25% shatter, but it is now in the frost resonance, the 15% attack. However, if you think about this is actually a nerf, because when Sakifua comes out and she also offers the frost resonance, that means if you put Frigg and Sakifua in the same team, you have effectively kind of wasted the supposed 15% attack that you would have gotten from Thimble Winter in the CN version, because that is now gone. But here's the thing, I don't think the nerfs are something you have to worry about. This is my speculation and my speculation alone. I think what's happening in global is that they're trying to do better than CN. The CN version, all the 1.0 characters have become obsolete, and all the 2.0 characters are just way more powerful than their 1.0 counterparts. So what I think is happening here is not that it's a nerf, but more of a balancing change. It's like a blanket nerf for all characters so that they're more balanced and there's gonna be less power creep. Now I don't think there's gonna be 0 power creep. I think that's impossible. There is definitely gonna be still some power creep because they still have to sell future characters. It is the business model, but I think the power gap isn't gonna be as wide. But I do like the fact that global is trying to tune down the numbers and trying to balance it out, because we can already see this with the changes in Nemesis and the changes in Tsubasa and the changes in Frigg. So what I assume from this information that we know and from my interaction with the devs, because I have been able to talk with some of the community managers, it seems like global is really trying to do better and listen to player feedback, listen to the community. So I think it's gonna be, hopefully there's gonna be a better management of power creep creep in the long run on global. Does that mean should you pull for Frigg? Well, as I said before, if you are a Tsubasa and Meryl player, I think Frigg is a must-have. But if you are playing any other character, I think it comes down to, do you like the playstyle? Because her playstyle, I think, is super fun. So if you do decide to pull for Frigg, at what point do you stop? Do you want to get A1? Do you want to get A6? Well, let's talk about it. Her A1 is horribly mistranslated. It says gain 1 frostiness point every time you receive damage, which makes no sense because she's not a tank character. She's a DPS. She's not supposed to take damage, right? And what's the point of her unlimited dodging if she's supposed to sit there and take damage? This is horribly mistranslated. This means that you actually have to deal damage. So every time you deal damage, 550% of your frost attack inside your frost domain, you will accumulate a frostiness point. Once you get 10 frost points, there will be a damage blast at the end of your frost domain. I think that Frigg at A0 is absolutely fine. You'll be able to play her as how she is supposed to be played. Assuming she is still the same, you have to spam multi-slash, her dodge attacks. She is fine at A0. But A1 does give a lot of value in that you have this explosion damage at the end of your frost domain. A2 is just HP increase. Now A3, her A1 gets even more value because instead of just 10 stacks of frostiness points, you get up to 15 stacks. And then when you use the discharge skills of frost weapons, this means if you're using Meryl or Tsubasa's discharge skills inside the frost domain, they deal equal to 20% of frost attack times the current frostiness plus 5. It's a bit confusing, but basically they will deal more damage. A4, you get 32% more attack, which is huge. So if you are wailing, you probably want to get A4. So with regards to A5 and A6, I think this is mega whale territory and it is very unnecessary. Especially A6. A6 gives you 12% more attack. 12% more attack is good, don't get me wrong, it's pretty good. However, 12% more attack at the cost of trying to get an A6 of the character is absolutely not worth it. Tsubasa gives more attack percent bonus at A1. She gives 15%. Frigg at A6 will give you additional 12%. Absolutely not worth it. I think if you are F2P, A0 is fine. If you are willing to try to get a little bit more, A1 is good value, and a good stopping point is A3 in my opinion. So in the end, in PvE, it's most likely going to be some form of team with Meryl, Tsubasa, and Frigg, and you can change one of them, especially if you really like another character. In PvP, most likely what's gonna happen is it's going to be a Nemesis, Meryl, and Frigg. So that way you get the frost resonance from Meryl and Frigg, and your Meryl is gonna deal huge damage and can shatter like crazy, and you have Nemesis as, of course, the monster that she is in PvP. Of course, there will be more teams that come out when Frigg does drop on September 1, but this is what I am thinking as first impressions based on what we know about her kit that is shown in the game right now. So at the end of the day, I think that you should pull for whatever character you like, even if you think that there may be power creep in the future. Because think about it, if you don't want to pull Frigg right now because you think Saki Fuwa is gonna be better than her, well, if you have that sort of mindset, then what about the character after Saki Fuwa, the 3.0 character? If they're stronger than Saki Fuwa, then you're gonna skip Saki Fuwa, right? But what about the 4.0 character? They're stronger than the 3.0 character, so you're gonna skip the 3.0 character, right? And it never ends. It never ends. At some point, you just have to put your foot down and decide, I'm gonna get this character because yeah, I like her, she looks cool, her playstyle is fun, or whatever reason. The important thing is you are having fun despite what other people are telling you, and I think at the end of the day, that is the best approach in these gacha games. Of course, you still have to plan ahead and you still have to make a good team, especially since you're F2P, you have limited resources. You still have to like plan ahead. What elemental resonance do I want? Which characters in the future am I gonna get? So I will be pulling for Frigg on day 1. If you want to watch my pull session, come by my live stream. That's fb.gg/xnlph. We're gonna try and get her to A3 minimum, but if we get some bonuses, if we get lucky, maybe A6. Hey, we'll see. And then of course we're gonna make a full guide video or review video on Frigg once the actual character comes out. Now you can also join our community. That's discord.gg/xfam, and I'll see you around.